Indian economic updates. Indian Railways is poised to launch the country's first Vande Bharat sleeper train in the first quarter of 2026, marking a historic expansion of the popular Vande Bharat series into long-distance overnight travel. The inaugural service will operate on the Howrah-Kamakhya-Guwahati corridor, connecting West Bengal and Assam with high-speed, premium sleeper coaches. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to flag off the prototype service from Malda, West Bengal. Traditionally, Vande Bharat trains have been short-distance, daytime services with air-conditioned chair cars. The new sleeper version is a milestone in Indian rail transport, offering enhanced comfort and speed for journeys of many hours, a segment long underserved by modern rail travel. However, some analysts and rail experts are calling for balanced rail expansion, suggesting that while the Vande Bharat sleeper is welcome, there should also be continued investment in other long-distance services such as Amrit Bharat Express trains to ensure comprehensive nationwide coverage. Features and passenger experience. The upcoming Vande Bharat sleeper is being projected as a high-end overnight travel option, offering several distinctive passenger-focused features. The train will operate with fully air-conditioned sleeper coaches only, with no provision for unreserved or non-AC accommodation. It will feature multiple travel classes, including 1 AC, 2 AC, and 3 AC, equipped with ergonomically designed berths aimed at improving comfort during long journeys. The 16-coach train set will provide approximately 823 sleeping berths, comprising 11 coaches of 3 AC, 4 of 2 AC, and 1 AC coach. Passenger comfort has been further enhanced through better sleeping arrangements, upgraded bedrolls, and modern, aesthetically designed interiors. In terms of safety and ride quality, the train will be equipped with Kavach automatic train protection, advanced noise-reducing suspension systems, and enhanced cleanliness and sanitation standards. Railway officials have also stated that the onboard services will include regional cuisine options and uniformed staff, aimed at improving service quality while reflecting local culture. Fares and reservation system. The fare structure and booking system of the Vande Bharat sleeper has attracted significant attention. Notably, the train will operate without rack, reservation against cancellation, or waiting lists, ensuring that all passengers receive confirmed berths at the time of booking. The Railway Board has implemented an airline-style dynamic pricing model, with fares expected to be higher than those of conventional long-distance trains. Ticket prices will vary based on distance traveled and class of accommodation, and only passengers holding confirmed tickets will be permitted to board the train. While this clear and structured reservation system is expected to reduce uncertainty for travelers, it may also result in increased travel costs, particularly on longer routes, when compared to traditional express services. Broader network and future plans. The rollout of sleeper variants is just the beginning. Railways plans to extend Vande Bharat's reach, producing more sleeper rakes and exploring further long-distance routes. Locomotive and coach manufacturing hubs like ICF Chennai are gearing up to produce additional sleeper train sets, part of a broader plan to operate hundreds of modern train services nationwide. A new maintenance and testing facility dedicated to Vande Bharat sleeper coaches is also being built at Jodhpur, Rajasthan, expected to be operational by mid-2026, underlining the long-term support infrastructure behind this project. The Vande Bharat sleeper is set to transform overnight rail travel in India, with modern amenities, premium fares, and a strategic focus on comfort and efficiency. It reflects Indian Railways' push toward modernization and nationwide connectivity, even as discussions continue about pricing, accessibility, and broader network expansion. The launch of the Vande Bharat sleeper marks a defining milestone in the history of Indian transportation. Delhi-Mumbai Expressway will be the longest expressway in India, which will enhance the connectivity between India's national capital, Delhi, and financial capital, Mumbai. The 1,380-kilometer 8-lane Greenfield Expressway is being developed at a cost of 95,000 crore. The corridor also provides connectivity to urban centers of Delhi through Delhi-Faridabad Sohna to connect with the upcoming Jewar Airport and Jawaharlal Nehru Port from Mumbai. In addition, the expressway, which passes through the 5 states of Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and Maharashtra, will also improve the connectivity to economic hubs like Jaipur, Kishangarh, Ajmer, Kota, Chittorgarh, Udaipur, Bhopal, Ujjain, Indore, Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Surat. Delhi-Mumbai Expressway is envisaged under the vision of Honorable Prime Minister's New India and was kick-started in 2018 and the foundation stone laid on 8 March 2019. Out of 1380 kilometers, contracts for more than 1,200 plus kilometers have already been awarded, and construction is underway. The 2 sections of the expressway, the Delhi-Dausa-Lalsot section, which is a part of Delhi-Jaipur Expressway, and the Vadodara and Ankleshwar section, which connects Vadodara to the economic hub of Bharuch. The new expressway is expected to halve the commute time between Delhi and Mumbai from nearly 24 hours to 12 hours and shorten the distance by 130 km. This will generate annual fuel savings of more than 32 crore liters and reduce CO2 emissions by 85 crore kilogram, which is equivalent to the planting of 4 crore trees. Over 2 million trees and shrubs are planned to be planted along the highway as part of NHAI's commitment towards environment conservation. Minimizing environmental and wildlife impact has been a cornerstone for Delhi-Mumbai Expressway. The expressway is the first in Asia and only the second one in the world to feature an animal overpasses to facilitate unrestricted movement of wildlife. The Delhi-Mumbai Expressway will have 3 animal underpasses and 5 overpasses with a combined length of 7 km dedicated for unencumbered wildlife movement. The expressway will also include 2 iconic 8-lane tunnels, which are a testament to the engineering prowess of the country. One tunneling through Mukundra Sanctuary without disturbing the endangered fauna in the region for 4 km, and the second 4 km 8-lane tunnel near Bhoj will pass through the Mathiran eco-sensitive zone. The Delhi-Mumbai Expressway project is an engineering marvel as more than 12 lakh tons of steel will be consumed in the construction of the expressway, which is equivalent to building 50 Hamra bridges. Almost 35 crore cubic meter of earth will be moved, which translates to 4 crore truck trips during the course of construction. 80 lakh tons of cement will be consumed for the project, which is approximately 2% of India's annual cement production capacity. Delhi-Mumbai Expressway has also created employment for thousands of trained civil engineers and more than 50 lakh man-day of work. One other unique aspect of the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway is the setting up of 94 wayside amenities to improve user convenience and safety along the corridor. Wayside amenities will house petrol pumps, motels, rest areas, restaurants, and shops. These wayside amenities will also have helipads for increasing connectivity and evacuating people in case of medical emergencies. Delhi-Mumbai Expressway is one of the longest expressways in the world to be completed in record frame time of 5 years from conceptualization to completion. In comparison, some of the world's largest infrastructure road projects like 1167 km long Trans-Java Road in Indonesia commenced in 1995. Took more than 2 decades to get completed in 2019. Similarly, the 217 km long Shintome Expressway in Japan, commissioned in the early 2000s, took almost a decade for completion. The admirable feat has been achieved through a focused program management under the guidance of Honorable Minister Shri Nitin Gadkari. The key challenges during the pre-construction stage were extensive land acquisition and timely clearances such as environment, forest, and wildlife. Land acquisition for an area of 15,000 hectare land was completed in short span of time, with land acquisition for Delhi to Vadodara section completed in less than 1 year. In addition, the statutory clearances were obtained in parallel to save time during implementation. To ensure faster implementation, use of technology was promoted throughout the project life cycle, where advanced technologies such as LiDAR, GPR, digital maps were used during the DPR stage, followed by use of drone-based surveys, equipment telematics. Additionally, the packaging of the construction was also planned scientifically to minimize overrun of time through intelligent tendering processes, which enables simultaneous working at multiple stretches. Delhi-Mumbai Expressway passes multiple diverse regions such as forest, arid lands, mountains, rivers, and extensive work has gone to ensure that the highway stands the test of time. Perpetual pavement design has been adopted from Delhi-Vadodara section, which passes through arid regions, and rigid pavement design has been adopted for Vadodara-Mumbai section with high rainfall to increase the longevity of the project. India and Mauritius share a long-standing bilateral relationship that spans several decades. The two countries celebrated the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations through a series of commemorative events. Reflecting the special ties, Mauritius was invited as a guest country to participate G20 summit during India's presidency. India has been proudly partnering with Mauritius in implementing various social and infrastructure projects aimed at improving the lives of Mauritians. The extensive development cooperation is one of the main pillars of the India-Mauritius relationship. Several important projects are currently in different stages of implementation. Extending this enduring partnership to the outer island of Aglega, and upon the request of Government of Mauritius, the Government of India has built an airstrip, a jetty and support infrastructure and facilities under grant assistance. These facilities will enhance much-needed air and sea connectivity, strengthen maritime security, and foster socio-economic development of the island and the whole of Mauritius. Bringing Indian development assistance to the doorstep of every Mauritian, the Indian government is now executing 96 community development projects across Mauritius under a grant assist, enhancing the well-being of all Mauritians, including those in Aglega and Rodrigues. India is dedicating 6 community development projects to the residents of both the North and South Islands of Aglega. While working on these projects, RITES and AFCONs actively contributed to enhancing the well-being of the people of Aglega. They offered free technical workshops, built recreational facilities, classrooms, improved roads, renovated the church and memorial. Empowering Aglegans included providing sewing machines, coconut scraping machines and handicraft tools. In the spirit of Vasudev Kutumbakam, which lies at the heart of India's development cooperation, we look forward to these projects paving the way for a better life for all Mauritians, stronger ties between our two countries, and enhanced well-being and prosperity for everyone. Assam, nestled in the lap of nature, is a land where fertile soil and the hard work of farmers give life a new direction. From building homes to crafts and livelihoods, bamboo has been a support system for centuries. This very resource is now guiding the future of Assam and India. In Assam, the Numaligarh refinery has established the world's first bamboo-based 2G bioethanol plant, Assam Bioethanol Private Limited. This initiative will purchase 5 lakh ton bamboo every year and inject 200 crore rupees into the rural economy, directly benefiting more than 50,000 families. As a result, farmers can earn up to 1.5 lakh rupees annually. Under the government's digitization initiative, farmers can easily register on the website and directly supply bamboo. Their earnings are deposited securely and transparently into their bank accounts. Along with this, support is also being provided to farmers. They are being given free, high-quality tissue culture bamboo saplings, along with training in scientific cultivation and sustainable harvesting. Not only ethanol production but many other opportunities are emerging,